my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh.
take my hand.
Ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No! Get it away from me!
Take it. Take my hand.
Ah!
On my challenge, by the ancient laws of combat, we are met at this chosen ground to settle for good and all. Who holds sway over the 5 points?
I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, chili, baby back, rib. I want my baby back, chili, baby back, rib.
Barbecue sauce.
I want my baby back, chili, baby back, rib. I want my baby chili, baby back, rib.
Barbecue sauce.
I got my baby back ribs.
That is far too catchy for what it deserves to be. Welcome, everybody. Very chill tonight. I wasn't going to stream, but then I noticed one thing is that no one else is streaming. And this time I think it's for real. I said that last time, and there were a couple people streaming. I apologize for not seeing them, but I legitimately think no one else is streaming. And then on top of that, Mel said, hey, if Rob can't do the show tonight, why don't you do a draw stream? So I said, all right. Mel's taken the kids to jiu-jitsu. I'm here all alone. So I choose to hang out with you wonderful people while I guess I think I'm going to have a crack back at those that nightclub scene. But before any of that, let's say hello to everyone. Even Camel can't stream. He's got his in-laws in the house. Goodness me, there's a lot of people in here. We got Mo Biggs in the house. NTM is here. David Feed. I love to see the Euro crowd. Arthur Line is back. Who else? I'm going to guess Rob has been replaced with another Aussie. Well, not as such, not yet. But I mean, if you guys can think of someone better, let's try them out. Christopher John's in the house. Voyager, another Bancroft stream. Yeah, well, we usually do the Rob and Bancroft show at this time, so why the hell not? This is our mother and stoop. NTM says you could replace Robocopter with a potato. It wouldn't make much of a difference. Ouch. I heard Rob left to start a show with Danny called R&D, says Raiden Radio. And Mo had a great one in there. He said, I've got to find it. Something about him and B-Rose. We've got Genuine Comics. Did I say Bretsky? I'll say it again. KSS, the latest wrench. Here it is. What about a show called B-Rose and Rob called The Bottom Rung? That was that would be so good. I would love to see that. I would love it. We should definitely, I don't know, bully them into doing that. Dave says, as usual, Bancroft has to carry Rob's show. Damn straight. One man is older than art. His father, George Travelos. George gave the 656 guys the highest review he has ever given. He says he could possibly give for Cryptidnals. I can't wait to get my Cryptidnals package. Sounds like it's the bee's knees. Did I say hello to Lord Crackhead? I hope I did. Well, I'm saying it now. Gary G's in the house. Angela Curry. Thank you so much, Angela, for sticking up for me during the great wrench war craziness of yesterday. Is that Rob at the worst of times? That's Zangief, who Rob seems to base his whole style off. And that's Rob's in the wars. He's got a bad back. As Mo said, his what is it? Mo said he was teaching his kid was teaching him how to tie up his shoelaces, and he was bent over and had his back. Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Nolan Lockhart's here. Who else? Devilfish. Always great to see Devilfish in the chat. Jeremy Burtz is back for another bite of the cherry. We got Rick. We got Bronze Age Kid. John Alexson. He says, "Hello, chat. Welcome, John. Great to see you here." I'm really digging these draw streams. I stopped Freddy's Nightmares for this stream. Well, I hope you can go back to Freddy's Nightmares afterwards. Skip's here, star of the American Bancroft stream. It is a little surreal to know that there's a stream out there that has your name on it. Not gonna lie, but I support what they're doing. What did you do to Rob? I did nothing to Rob. What did his kids do to him? Rob has chronic back pain. He can't make it tonight. Eric Grant says, "How the rib?" Steve Worcester in the house. Welcome, everybody. All right, I'm going to have to skip down. There's so many of you here, and you know my policy on catching up. People here down here. Andy, how do you say your last name? Contreras? Sounds made up. Where is Supreme Leader Peter Cullen? I don't know. Yeah. Peter's getting a cult following. He stood up to the wolf. Although, did everyone watch Perth Comics's? Let's check out Perth Comics' new video. He had a different take on Wrench Wars. I have to go into my history because I was there for the premiere. If I can find it. Here it is. It only goes for a minute. We can watch it. And I'll share it. Share the screen. Where is it? There it is. There we go. I'll put myself down the bottom. Sounds gay, but we'll move on from that. John says, "Thanks for streaming, Bancroft. I'll not." Yeah, it's I like streaming. People don't like streaming. I like it. I like hanging out with you guys rather than just drawing by myself. But all right, so this is Perth, the great Perth Comics, giving us his interpretation of what happened yesterday with the Wolf Pack. I'll go full screen on this, I think. I think Crazy Mad was complaining he got gate kept from this as well. Crazy Mad apparently timed out Pete 25 times. The wolves work in unison. I thought he was going to get away. I'm thinking, look at Pete. He's a wily fella. He's got it. He's just going to duck and dive, zig and zag. Was that Malin who went in for the kill? I wish there would have also been Mandy flip-flopping, saying, "Run, Pete," or like, "Go, John," in the background. I've got a couple super chats here. Let me grab them. Skip Edwards. Say hi to Sumo Thori, you tyrant. Is Sumo here? I didn't see him. I apologize, Sumo. He's not here. But I will say hi to him nonetheless. Thank you, Skip, for the $1.99. And, oh, there's Sumo. He sent a super chat. He says, "Thanks, Skip, but I don't need his pity greetings." He was here after all. Who could have known? Who could imagine? All this for a little rabbit, says, "How's your father?" Sumo is here. I was watching a Malin video. It's so easy to miss things in the chat these days. I'm trying real hard. Skip Edwards, you're welcome, Sumo Thori. Hashtag never forgotten. How's your father said? It'd be more accurate if there were 4 guys in fursuits. Yeah, maybe they could do that with the what does the fox say? Video clip. I'm not sure. All right, let me drink this tea because otherwise I won't be able to get the last of it. I've Googled some dashing young men in fashionable clothing so that I have ample. Yeah, I'll share it actually. Why I talk about it when I can just show you all what I'm seeing here. There you go. I think I see what's that? David Beckham. I see someone who looks like, who was the guy who played that serial killer and he was in the new Baywatch movie. He became really buff. Pretty boy. There's that Noah guy. Anyway, these are all the out because I'll just draw the same outfit every single time. If I do that, if I try to just come up with it myself. But so there's some fashionable men and I'm going to draw these lovely ladies as well. This is not Camel Moon's left, right, or center, or everyone in between. Although all these women, they look beautiful if you don't look at them. But then if you do, you're like, something going on here. Not quite sure. But anyway, I'm just going to be drawing their clothing. So Zach Efron, thank you so much, KSS. Yes. Oh, and everyone. Sorry, Lord Crackhead, Angela Curry, how's your father? Everyone. John, you were right. I am a sophisticated tea drinker, not like that heretic Mandy Summers, who makes tea with copious amounts of sugar and then puts ice in it. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I drink my tea black and weak. That's the only way to have it. Mo Biggs, watching sumo actively gatekeep me, realize how traumatic it must be for the chat to watch it happen to me. Yeah, they're all kind of off a little. Probably, is she the prettiest? This one looks odd. They all look a little odd. Anyway, I'm not looking at their faces tonight. I'm stealing their clothing. Fourth from the left isn't bad. Oh, no, that we have different tastes. We have very different tastes. It's a southern thing. Come on, man. Yeah. As I said to Mandy at the time, you guys threw the tea in Boston Harbor. You didn't want it. You started a whole country. And, well, now you want to come back and drink and ruin the formula? No, thanks. All right, let's do this. I'm not going to be able to highlight your guys' chats while I draw. Otherwise, I won't get anything done. But I'll see them and I'll respond to them. Lombasi, unless it's a super chat. Lombasi for 2. Hail Bancroft. Hail right back at you, Lombasi. I wonder if Lombasi is going to start getting involved a bit in putting out books and stuff in Comicsgate, because I think you're a webtoon man, aren't you? I believe. Steven says it's okay to judge them. They don't have feelings. I'm not judging them harshly. Not like Camel and Rob do. Those guys see these beautiful women on the family fap thing and just and they act like they wouldn't be falling over themselves just to be able to talk to any of them. Send Dean the link, says Mo. Is Dean still around? I don't know if he is. I don't know, I'll try by myself for a little bit, and if it's going terrible, then maybe I don't know if Dean even wants on. He might not want to come in here. I'll dirty fate. I would kill any of you for any. That's what I'm thinking is much more accurate to the reality of the situation. But I've got a wife, and she's looking better than she ever has. He might not, but tell him I asked. All right. Well, let the record show that Mo Biggs wanted Dean to come in. Let the record show that. It's been a while since Dean's been on this channel, I think. Not Vicky's Dean, Christopher John. Comics mate. A strapping young Australian lad. I got to make sure that I'm seeing things right here. Okay. It isn't easy. I don't have much of a screen. I've got a big screen, but with just one, it's hard to do. Labasi for 5. Yep, I've done webtoons. I've gotten much better and learned a ton since then, so I will be. I might work on coloring for people in CG. Well, we need that, Lombasi. Thank you for your service. I see you're saluting Avatar. Thank you for your service. Yeah, we are plumb out of colorists. They're all working hard. Dean James. Is that his name? Dean James? Oh, is it? No, that's the other guy, isn't it? Is it Dean James? I can't remember now. Yeah, it is Dean James. Was I thinking of James Dean? I don't know. Mo's confusing me. I just know him as Comics Mate. Dean. That's what I know. Thank you for the super chat, Lombasi. Lombasi's got a pretty big channel too, I think. Bit of a big wig around in these parts. Dean James is Comics Mate. Yeah. Don't know if that's his legal name, says Mo. Well, I suspect that a lot of people aren't expressing their legal names. All right, how about I draw this fella? I think I'm going to move the arm so he's actually, I have to do this first because I had to extend the whatchamacallit, the canvas out to make it fit into the book properly. I'd erroneously made a measurement that I had to since fix. KSS says that's his legal name. KSS, your mother must have really loved you to give you that beautiful name. Must have really thought highly of you. Ah, that's who I was getting. Yeah, Pixel Trader, you got it. That's who I was getting confused with. James Dean Anderson, who's another JDA. Jesus, it never ends. We've got, good Preston, bad Preston, good Dean, bad Dean. I guess that's all up to interpretation, but that'll probably do. All right. Who am I drawing? I think I'm going to draw this guy with his hand. Who will I pick, though? Who will I pick to represent this man? He's quite tall. He looks like a bit of a catch. He's standing there. He's got the big boobied girlfriend. Mo points out there's another Mo in the chat sometimes. Yeah, I know. There's so many Michaels. There's so many Marks. I think this guy would look a bit like Owasi. There's a guy in here who reminds me of Owasi. I mean, he's just wearing a shirt and some jeans, but I'll remember to draw him as an Owasi when I do the faces and stuff like that. Daniel Russell is Audi 5000. Peace out, chat. Thank you for hanging out, Daniel Russell. If anyone is new here because I'm streaming at an odd time, please do hit subscribe on the way in or out. Like the stream, share it out, all that jazz helps us build the channel. That's what we were talking about today. Too many Robs, says Devilfish. One Rob is too many Robs. Is Narwhal in the chat? Narwhal's never in this chat. Is he? I didn't see him there. I see Geronimo in there. Is that the artist I know, Geronimo? I don't know what's going on. All right, I got to get drawing. Okay. Is that the right layer? Too many Robs, not enough rods. You are correct. Well pointed out, Angela. The question is, where do you start? I think I like to start with the collar. So that was wrong. Do it this way. That was wrong too. Should be lighter. When I draw, he's buttoned up. That's how you know it's Awasi. Awasi is the kind of guy who'll button up his shirt all the way to the top. I just know that about Awasi. That's how he impresses the ladies. It's like casual, but also a bit smart. And his t-shirts, it's a bit like too tight. So it's gonna, the thing's gonna wave a bit. And there's gonna be some, like some of this going on across the chest. And then at the release point, yeah, it's gonna go just like that. Yeah, I draw when I ink. That's how I I just do the basic form and then try it kind of like, because you can erase everything digitally. It doesn't matter. If you stuff it up, you just undo, just like that. Do it again. Lombasi says stream with a constant butt view. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think I need to make this wider to fill out the stream. Like that. How's that looking? A bit wider? Yeah, that'll do. All right. Now I've lost my Awasi reference. Jeremy Burt asks if John Malin is lurking. John's been hanging out a little bit in the chat. It's good. It's great. It's great to see John hang. I always suspect. I hope he's probably drawing when he's doing that, building his masterpiece. Of course, I'm talking about godlike. I wish John would show off a little more. On stream, or like, show off work in progress stuff. I don't think he really ever does that. Christopher John says EVS is a known lurker. He's been known to hang around a bit. The thing about when you've got a channel and you lurk and then you want to say something, but then if you do, that might, especially if you're busy, you could be working and then you've got to say hello to everyone, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But as well, everyone's going to be asking the host to send them the link, and it happened today when Pete Samedi came in and started talking. Everyone wanted to send Pete the link, but he was like, I'm working. Andy says those cheeks look like they can surpass Metal Gear. I had to give in. I mean, the demands were just growing and growing. Everyone wanted some booty. And I mean, it's not a big deal. They're I think I made his peck a bit big here. That's all right. You just black it in. Move this up higher. See? You just draw with your ink pen. There we go. Easy peasy. Genuine says the demand for booty outweighs the supply. I mean, it becomes relentless at a certain point. Not every chick is packing. Do you want every chick to be packing like that? I thought, a little bit of variety might, go a long way. I don't know. I think this guy's got some pretty built shoulders, I reckon. Lord Crackhead says yes. I don't know. Does no one like slender girls anymore? Skinny girls? Are they out completely? I mean, did anyone see the picture of the OK Boomer girl? She's put on a lot of weight since she first hit the scene. And she's not fat. She's just, she's not what she used to be. It's like, I don't know if you ever saw that chick on the Big Bang Theory. She, when she was first on the show, she was quite thin, and then if you've seen photos of her at the end, I think she was pretty. She wasn't fat. She was just a lot heavier than she was when she went into it. She's like that, the OK Boomer girl from TikTok or whatever. And everyone was saying, "No, I prefer the bigger one." I was like, "You guys are crazy." Genuine says, "Yeah, slender girls with booty." I think she had booty. Mo says, "I'm good with the variety, but the Lucent did not contain a variety." Well, I didn't think I only drew 2 women. And Amita, Ella's boss, she kind of wears baggy clothes, so she has big Burthen hips and big old boobs, but she kind of hides them, so that's just her thing. Kaylee Kuko. I don't know the name. I never watched. I've seen probably 5 episodes of The Big Bang Theory in my life. And if you've ever watched a show like Arrested Development or anything like that, it really is pretty painful to watch. It does not translate well, in my opinion. Crackhead says, "Stop gatekeeping the boobs." There's boobs right here. I'm gatekeeping them. Ella has boobs. Yeah, and all right, okay. So Amita, she doesn't. I mean, she just likes wearing. She's a goth from London. It's not like she wouldn't. It's not like she's against showing her boobs. She's not at all. But she'd rather show off her favorite band or something. Anyway, she's taken, so that's not where that joint goes. Ella doesn't even have nipples. Reminds me. Mo reminds me. It would just feel wrong. I don't know. it feels wrong for me to create a character and give her nipples. Something about it. I don't know what it is. No, she has nipples, but I didn't draw them in that scene because it would have just been way too explicit, like crazy explicit. She would have been naked essentially, and it would have completely taken away from the scene. Arthur Lane says Big Bang Theory without the laugh track. It is nuts. I've seen that. It is crazy. Yeah, so I think his hand's going to be around here somewhere, like that. Or is it? It'll be here. It'll be here. Now it'll be here. It'll be here. This kind of guy, yeah, he'll be up here on her waist, like pulling her in. Yeah, that's where it'll be. David Fee, to meet his boyfriend looks like a guy who unironically would call himself a feminist ally. No, he's not like that. You see, you guys, the SJWs adopted this fashion. They didn't invent it. These characters are old school. Sometimes my pen disappears. These characters are old school. They're not like that. Like old school goths, they had the shaved side of head. They had the piercings and stuff. And he's just like an old school Scottish bohemian dude. The only way Bancroft could draw her nipples would be if he imagined her nipples were tiny tongs. Yeah, Boob Dan is drawing enough boobs for all of us. There's so many boobs in CG. Do you need me adding to the boobage? I guess it sounds like you guys do. I think this guy's wearing like tight jeans. Awasi's wearing really tight jeans. The question is, does Awasi skip leg day? That's the question we all want to know. Does that look weird? It's a bit weird. That's all right. Let's see how we go first. I think his shirt needs to go down a bit more. It's a bit high. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're in the middle of it, and you have to sort of step back and take it in. Yeah, it looks a bit high. That's the magic of friggin' digital art. You just yank it down. All right, so that's better. Easy peasy. Like that. You know, Ethan rags on digital, but I wouldn't be able to make this comic if I was traditional. It's just, it would never happen. Lombasi, roundhouse kick, jeans rip. Well, I think the jeans are already going to be ripped, and they're probably got nylon in them, so they stretch. Skip says, make the jeans tighter. I want to see frog eye. What's frog eye? Do I want to know, actually, now that I ask? Probably not. All right, I'm going to, if I get the crotch right, the rest will follow. I think that's how this works. So I think his crotch is about here. Just start putting in these crotch lines. It's probably going to be pretty, he's a bit in the background, so it's going to be pretty black. Awasi, I imagine Awasi would have a pretty black crotch anyway, so it fits. Like this. I'm just going to start blacking things out. Travis T, yeah, just say, yeah, it's cheating and just move on and do it your way. Yeah. I don't care about cheating. It doesn't bother me at all. Whatever the book looks like in the end, that's all that counts. Yeah, that is still too high. See, sometimes you can just never quite see it until you can see it. Yeah, so like that. Yep, good. Needs a huge bulge. Well, I mean, if you think that, I don't know. I mean, that says something, little something about you. Who said that? That was Snuggy. Owasi needs budgie smugglers. Well, there, Bancroft. The dong does not match the guy. Will there be a draw-in tier for the club scene? That would be neat. I think I could do that. Yeah, because I usually draw things in, like, for instance, at the moment I'm drawing clothes, just clothes. So yeah, I could do that. So I can hold off on their faces. You can come hang out with the chicks. Trevor Wright says Eves is wrong. It's like saying we shouldn't use a pencil. You should use charcoal. Well, everyone has their own perspective. I mean, I don't think he's terribly serious about it in terms of, I'm not going to promote anyone who uses digital, because then John Malin would be out. I mean, I know he likes John Malin's art, so, it's just not for him. That's cool. Whatever. I see things that I go, nah, it's not for me. Like a lot of manga stuff, and I get why they do it. It's just, that's not my sort of thing, where they will just take a city skyline and just blast out the levels to real black and white, and then that's it. It's not really my thing, but I'm not going to admonish them for doing that. Each to their own. I mean, I definitely, I got no compunction about it. If there's something I don't know how to draw, or it's like really difficult, like a car or something, I'll just use a 3D model, because you can get a 3D model of pretty much any car you want. And then Camel doesn't do that, and he was saying he just draws the same car every single time. And see, that's what I want to avoid. But each to their own. Okay, I'm going to draw some little rips in here. Rip jeans is all the rage in the Parisian nightclubs. You guys, why do you guys want me to draw a bulge so much? I mean, I suppose I could get a bit more shadow in there. I think it's packed in tight, and it's blacked out, so. Camel uses a car brush, this guy says. He showed me the cars that he draws. They're all the same. But he obviously does a very different style. I've missed too many Mo Biggs comments, apparently. I've been shadow banned. What have I missed? I'm not seeing much. Blood Sugar Test Kid sounds like a character in the Fizzverse. No, I think that was the joke I missed. Sumo says, why does Bancroft only see comments asking for more bulge? I think that says something about you, Bancroft. Yeah. Let's move on from the bulge. The bulge is done. Bulge or no bulge, that's what it's looking like. Yeah, I think this guy could do a roundhouse with these jeans if you needed to protect his lady's honor from some French scumbag looking to besmirch her in some way. This is an awkward place to end the panel here. Right at his feet. Makes it look like I don't want to draw his feet. I do want to draw his feet because he's not wearing any socks. He's one of those types. Just straight down to the leg and then a loafer. You know the type. Awasi. Mo says Banker is going to leave the bulge for now until Rod sends him some reference shots. No, Snuggy is calling for more bulge. I don't know how to feel about that. Skip Edwards points out, Dong drawing stream, 91 likes, over 700 views. This stream, I don't know, how many likes are there? Can everyone please like it? Subscribe if you're not. Sign up to the mailing list for Painted Death. This is the book that I'm currently drawing here. And yeah. What else? Bell on. That sort of jazz. All that good stuff. I think I'm getting a bit too detailed on his leg here, but anyway. What's done is done. Whoa, that's weird. I think it might go in a bit like this. I might be screwing this up live on air. Change the title to Painted Dongs and you'll hit 6 figures. Someone needs to get to 6 figures without being a big YouTuber. Just to prove everyone that it's possible. I mean, Eric Weathers is about to do it. Does that count? I feel like every time someone would do it, the goalpost would just get moved. You're like, yeah, but Eric Weathers has been on Ethan's and I don't know. This looks like an eye now. What am I doing? I'm just going to mess it up a bit. There we go. Devilfish, not getting my membership dollary dues worth if I cannot see the post of Mo. What post of Mo? What do you mean? You can't see, Devilfish can't see Mo's comments? Is that what's happening? Did you accidentally block him? That's what Mo's asking. I mean, he's there. I can see Devilfish. I can see Mo. I can see Crackhead. Snuggy says, Eric Weathers ain't shipped my books, so no. Is Raging Golden Eagle a big YouTuber? Yes. In comics, yes. I think anyone over 100K is a pretty damn big YouTuber in the world of comics. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's inaccurate, but that's the way I feel about it. Everyone else is just sort of, I mean, I know we all think, oh, he's a really big YouTuber or whatever. As D-Wags would say, whoop-de-doo. But, yeah, anything under that, we're all a bit small fry, I think. Whether you've got 500 subs or 10,000. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a big difference to you. That's the difference between doing it as a hobby and, I mean, if you got the right crowd, you can really make some money. But there's a lot of people I expect with 15,000 subs who make hardly any money. Bancroft, Devilfish can't see most chats. Is there anything I can do about that? Like, I don't. What if I make Devilfish a mod? Will that help? Yeah, try this. 1 second. If I make Devilfish a mod, why isn't Devilfish a mod already? That seems outrageous. Devilfish. Go. Accidentally played it twice. Yeah, I got no idea. Go into your settings. Oh, it's not for me. It's got nothing to do with me. I mean, you guys definitely aren't. But no way that it would. Yeah, it's something to do with Mo. Don't know what's going on. Mo says, give Devilfish Malin's wrench until Malin gives me a wrench. Snuggy, do you want a mod? Do you want a wrench too? I don't know. I'll give Snuggy a wrench. Snuggy. There you go. I don't know. Everyone wants wrench off. All right, that's enough. Although Mo says no wrench for Snuggy. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think that I didn't give out any wrenches for about 6 months. And now it seemed to be just dropping like flies. I don't like this guy's eyeball thing here. It's not working for me. John says, what's the wrench video clip from? That is from the fantastic movie called Dodgeball, starring Ben Stiller. Who's that really tall guy? He's the main character. Vince Vaughn. Ben Stiller's wife. And then an ensemble cast of... Why is it an outrage, Mo? Why doesn't Mo want Snuggy wrenched? I don't understand. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. It's a great movie. We watched it not that long ago, maybe a month ago. It holds up. It really does hold up. It's good stuff. All right. We're getting closer towards the people that will be really quick to draw. I've got a butt here. What am I going to do with that butt? Hold on a sec. Let me get back to the chat. Lombasi for 5. Ad revenue is bad now. Last I knew. Years ago, I had some vids get $1,000 per million views, having just the basic one ad. Then it went to half that. Yeah, I watch stuff on that. You've got to have like 25-minute. It's a whole science now. It's a whole science, and it's getting crazy. The guys who are able to unlock it are making gazillions of dollars. But if you're not that, hang on, Snuggy, hang on. Snuggy, we're not going to turn this into gross weebery. People have lost their wrenches. Let us not forget. With great power comes great responsibility. We know this is not a weeb outlet here. Mo says Bancroft Snuggy will turn this chat into a cesspool of weeb degeneracy. Well, if that happens, the wrench will be swiftly taken away. What is a weeb? Asks Andy. A weeb is someone who thinks they're from Japan and likes all that stuff and says things like ooh ooh. Want to see my new Funko Pop? Says it's as long as it doesn't descend into gross weebery, we should be okay. Yeah, the wedge, the wrench does not hold. Like I will be fine with a little bit of friendly timing out. John was like, you never time out anyone. If it's friendly timing out, and I don't want to get any DMs after the stream, which does happen occasionally. But if as long as it's friendly timing out, yeah, that sound is the worst, Arthur line. Ugh, gives shivers up my back just to think about it. That's fine, but gross weebery we will not put up with. Oz says, I'm a weeb, but I'm not that proud of it. That's the right level of weebery if there's going to be weebery. B Rose famously lost his wrench for that reason. All right, so who am I going to draw next? It's a chick. I think I'm going to draw. I think I'm going to draw the chick that Crackhead had a bit of a thing for. How about that? The weird looking one. I'm going to draw it over here though. Skip says Bancroft told me just not to DM him. That's not true, Skip. Henry Bemis has it. Egregious weebery. Yeah, we will not put up with egregious weebery. Doesn't matter if you're a mod or not. Sorry, I'm reading chats and I should be drawing ass. All right, here we go. Checking I'm on the right layer. She's kind of getting covered up here a bit, but that's okay. She's got a short skirt on, as young ladies want to do. It's going to come around a bit like that. Here we go. But this skirt has a strange feature on it, which you will see here. I think it's about there. Does it go that way? No, because it's just straight. I think that's a good idea. All right. Fill that in. So you can't do that traditional. There's no paint bucket in traditional. I don't know why I have to make it into a war though. Is it a bulge? Hyper Wizard says. No, it's not a bulge. What's up with that chick's hand, Sumo Thori? Well, it's not drawn in properly. That's as good as you're gonna get at the moment. I'm not into the hands right now. Is it a miniskirt has a butt flap? No, it's got kind of like a just let's continue. Yeah, worked here. So a bit like this. Yeah, that's probably it. A bit like that. There we go. D-Wag's out of here. See you later, D-Wag. Always great to see you. Side window. Yeah, it's a bit like a side window. Exactly. Let's put some legs on just for context. Like that. This one's coming from there. There we go. When I sketch, I usually draw the legs way too skinny. That's just something I do. So I've got to always be mindful that I need to usually thicken them out a bit. Art T Bear told me that every artist has quirks. As long as they're aware of them, they don't have to be a problem. Like Art T Bear always draws the eyes, one of the eyes in a weird position, and it, like that looks right to him when he's sketching, and then when he inks, it's totally off. So he fixes that. He makes sure he makes adjustments. Nolan Lockhart says, I'd like to give her a dirty Bancroft. Oh, you need a condom for a dirty. You need another fella and a condom, I think, for a dirty Bancroft. I think, isn't it? I can't really remember. Yeah, I think you do. I feel like the dude at Marvel screaming, "Don't put Sana Armanat in charge," but it fell on deaf ears. It's not gonna Mo. I'll keep an eye on it. All right. I didn't know of Snuggy's weeb tendencies. I'll keep an eye on it. Just like I'm keeping an eye on Pete. Pete's been nothing but Pete Callan has been nothing but super well behaved, and proud to have Pete as a mod in my chat. Despite what others might say. All right. So how does this work? So it's just sort of like X's, I think. Henry Beamer says, Art is a legend. Always listen to Art. I absolutely did. He showed me his foibles. That's a crazy thing about Comicsgate is you hang out with these guys, even if you don't know who they are. So I didn't know Art. I never really read, who's on a book or anything like that. I knew a couple of people. I knew Mark Bagley. I knew Todd McFarlane, the big ones, Jim Lee and that sort of stuff. But if you weren't super duper famous, I probably would never have known who you were. I definitely didn't know who Ethan was, but he was into comics after my time when I was into them, and he was a DC guy. So, but yeah, you get to meet them now and glean some wisdom off them. I think I'm just gonna not do that. What I just did. Osgreat says Bancroft is Team Pete. I'm not in the wrench war, but I'm not taking a side. I'm not coming between John Malin and his prey. KSS says, I've got a new idea for Camel, but you have the connections. Ask Camel to do a segment called Dating Nightmares. Would that be like a call-in show? I'm guessing that's what KSS is suggesting. Let's see, this her whole outfit is kind of hidden here. This maybe wasn't the best person to do this on because it's kind of hidden by this woman's arm. So I'm guessing it goes up. It might be all right. It goes up like this, and then like that. But then the rest is sort of pretty much hidden. Yeah. Oh well. Stuff happens. There we go. That's pretty much it for her. I mean, she's got to do her arms. Ryu D says that would be amazing. Do horrible ex and dating segments. You know who'd be great for that? Shane Davis. He has some absolutely shocking stories of when he was a single man. Is that arm too skinny? I don't know what's going on. See, that would be her boobs there. I'll bring that in. Like that. That'll do. A call-in show, says Kay, says, no, Camel just tells us a new dating story is him. He has 10 years worth of them. Well, if he does have that many, it could become the greatest thing on YouTube. I'm shocked by how terrible he was with the ladies. I'm also doubly shocked that he was able to score his wife, who, if anyone has seen her, she's not the sort of girl you would imagine would end up with a guy who once asked a chick in bed to jump out of bed and play Matrix. So, yeah. I'm not going to do much detail on these bits and pieces because I don't exactly know how big this arm and hand is going to be. Snuggy says, I have shockingly boring stories of being a single man. Yeah, I was never single for very long. I have some pretty lame pickup lines I said, but other than that, I didn't really ask too many women out, and I think I went on one date ever, and it was with Mel, and we've been together ever since. So that was how good I was at dating. All I needed was one. Skip said something here, and then it skipped down. I was trying to read a skip comment, but lost it. Sorry about that. Rise D says, glad you didn't make them flat like a DC and Marvel. He's talking about the asses or the boobs or the dancing. I'm not sure. John says, Bancroft, Mrs. Camel is just a cripple chaser. Thank you to everyone who's hanging out with us. I'll be going for about another hour. Actually, no, another 45 minutes. That's when the family come home and we'll go have dinner. So I'm not getting much done, but whatever. All right, so she's done. The good thing about drawing chicks is I guess you don't really have to draw all that much. I think I'm going to do a woman in like a black latex sort of suit thing here. How about that? That way I just get to black her out. And that's super easy. That butt's no good. That butt's too flat. There we go. And then I don't have to worry. I hope Mel B shopped around before she settled on you. I mean, how could she? Once she got a taste of me, she knew there was no one else that she would ever need in her life. You know? Ralph Mack says, Bancroft's a legend. At least someone acknowledges that. Thank you, Ralph Mack. Snuggy Jr. approves of the miniskirt. Good. You drew a dude's bulge. So there's the Old Dirty Fatty. Thanks, Bancroft, for reminding me I'm bad at dating and I'll die alone. Well, still remember, you can still cut through all of us to get to one of those chicks that we show on I'm just making this worse now. On friggin' Fapalong. Norn Rad suggests I had a riding lawnmower back then. Nah. Didn't need it. Don't need it. All right. Yeah, what am I going to do here? Actually, I shouldn't even be doing this on this layer. New layer. Digital time. There we go. It's the best thing. Not the best thing. It's a good thing about digital is the layers. So I'm guessing I think she just has like a top like that. You know, that's all you need. There's a thing there. That's really a bit high. There we go. She's dancing up a storm in her latex. See, all I'm doing is tracing the outline. This is when comics becomes easier. And that's it. All right, take this off so I can see what I'm doing here. D, how you going, man? He says, "What's up, fellow people?" He says, "Hal bow cum CG." Did everyone see that Kenneth Rocafort did a bow today on the stream? That was awesome. Kenneth is the best, literally the best, better than all the rest. This now, see, when you do the silhouette, now I notice the butt is all wonky. And I'm just making it worse. I need to get out of friggin'... You know what I'm going to do? Here, I'll do this. I'm going to get out a ruler, a curve ruler to do the butt. How about that? Okay, make it like this. And like this. There we go. Look at that. Curve ruler for the butt. I hope this works. Although now it might be too big. Mo says, Bancroft Joe Catapano from the anti-crack PSA declared crack pack today. I did see that. I was in the chat. I did see that. And who was drawing the was that Jeremy who was drawing him as a crack addict? I came in late, so that butt's way too big. I don't like that. I'm vetoing that ass. That's obnoxiously large. Hyper Wizard says it's never too big. Sometimes it is. Look how much bigger I went than I originally drew it in the sketch. No thanks. Too much. Shaving that ass down. Get some realism back into comic books. Get some body positivity. How do you think this massive badonkadonk makes other girls feel? When they see that in the Lucent. James Hayes, okay, I hope Bancroft has fun with his art and all of you look after the guy. I need to find a pillow. Take care and have a great day. Thank you, James Hayes. Always good to see you in the chat here. All right, let's take that back. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. That's good. That to me looks more womanly. But I'm going to have to take this down so I can sort of see what I need to do here. I need to give her a little bit of definition. A little bit of... I mean, she is wearing latex after all. I think latex is quite... you know, there's a lot of little lines in it and stuff. You're probably going to have some of this action going on in it. Some of these little bumps like that. One of these. And some of this. And she might have a bit of this going on. I think that's pretty much all you need. I think you need much more than that. Mo says, it seems like Bancroft is slowly being converted to heterosexuality. I appreciate women like any red-blooded man. I appreciate what they have to offer. Don't think I don't. But I only have eyes for Mel. I see that when you turn it on, you notice the things that you did wrong. That was too wonky. There you go, a bit like that. That's better. I'm happy with that. She's in the background, you know. Okay, let's turn on the other chick, and now we're gonna have to make them work. D says also reading Earthbound, very good story. Yeah, Earthbound was, I loved Earthbound. I thought Earthbound was rad. I was on the fence on Narwhal. I could see what he was doing, but you know, with that style, I was like, you know, it could go either way. As soon as I started reading it, I'm like, yeah, I see what he's doing. and I approve. I actually didn't end up getting the second one just because of circumstances. Where the hell is this layer? There it is. Oh no! I cover up my lady with a belt. Oh well. Shit happens. So, but I'll, he's selling it now, so I can grab it whenever I want and just. I figure I'll get it one day. But yeah, Narwhal's great. You never know what you're going to get when you invite Narwhal on the stream, though. Anyone who streams and you're thinking of inviting Narwhal on, just proceed with caution. You never quite know what mood he's going to be in. It's not going to be bad. It's just you might want to make sure the kids aren't watching that night. That's all. Ryu Bancroft, I shoot latex fashion for a living. Latex can be shiny or flat depending on what side you use. Yeah, I'm going to say this is probably shiny. I could put in some sheen onto it, but I don't think I want to go that detailed. Because, I mean, you're not really supposed to look at these people. Hyper Wizard, are you considering a black and white digest size edition? And would you introduce a zipper tone if you did? I would not print the Lucent black and white. Only because I always am considering how I'm going to color it when I'm working. But I would consider doing a digest black and white with the zipper tone. Yes. But that would be a lot of work for someone else to do. Because they'd have to, I would probably want to reformat it because I don't think you can just, I don't know if you can just shrink everything down. The lines on the Lucent, I already felt were a bit too thin, as it were, in Waking Dream. And that's because, I drew a lot of it for a different format. And some of them, like when they shrunk down to the print size, they just disappeared completely. So to shrink it down to digest size, yeah, I would probably want to reformat it to 2 or 3 panels a page in black and white with some sort of grayscale. Zipper tone I really like. I really like that effect, or zip tone, or whatever it is. Snuggy says 409 sucked though. Just saying, that's what I hear. It's not all going to be masterpieces. Darius, Noel is like a box of chocolates. Yeah, he is. Nosferatu though looks pretty rad. I agree. I'm literally drawing the dance scene from Batman Beyond. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen Batman Beyond. Michael has been telling us how he won the spouse lottery with Mel B. I did. Mel was always more conservative than me. I was probably far left when I met Mel, and she was conservative, real conservative. But that was back at a time when that sort of stuff didn't really matter. Like, it wasn't a big deal. It didn't affect day to day. And she probably said some things to me over the years. I was like, that can't be right. So I would go, research it. And lo and behold, no, she was right. So, yeah, she's non-red. She's totally based. Yeah, she did straighten me out. That's true. But then I got to teach her some things because I would go off and I would, watch videos that, she wasn't really into YouTube back then. And then I was like, do you know this? And she's like, what? That's crazy. But everything I always find would, everything I found would show that she was right. So when that happens enough, you're like, am I wrong? Am I an idiot? Have I been lied to this whole time? And then eventually you realize, yes, you have. and then you join the light side. She's very traditional. You know, she was a high flying, young, upwardly mobile professional woman earning a high salary when we had Victoria. As soon as she had Victoria, it was over. It was like, I'm a mother now. That's it. Wasn't even a question. And yeah, you know, that's what we've done ever since. Mel red pilled Bancroft. She got me started on I got red pilled on YouTube, but she definitely pushed me in that direction. Mrs. B is based and crack pilled. Yes. Bancroft never once said, want to play Matrix to Mel. No. Even when I was playing the video game a lot, I never even thought to ask her to play with me, let alone do some sort of gay role play. and some gay role play instead of some actual bedroom stuff. That would have never crossed my mind. Never. Bancroft is experiencing something similar with my suggestions for his channel. That is true. I have come to the realization that Mo has been dragging me kicking and screaming the whole way on this channel, and that he was right about pretty much everything. Pretty much. D says left, right, all a social construct at the end of the day. Yeah, well, some of us, I think it's starting to have some real world implications. Christopher Burkle, I was a far lefty until the atheist community was run over by the SJWs. Yeah, I was there. So I don't know if I was far left at that when they got overrun by SJWs, but I think it was after Gamergate. So I already knew about SJWs and I already knew I hated them. So I was hanging out in that atheist community and it's like overnight, it just imploded. Well, I think it happened. It was already on the way down when, oh, freaking hell. How can I forget his name? Christopher got sick and died. And then the SJWs just came in like a swarm of zombies and it was all over. How left were you, Bancroft? I was pretty left. I was like Chomsky, sort of left. But that just meant like not today's sort of far left. Like I was left wing because I was super passionate about free speech. I was super anti-authoritarian. I hated censorship more than anything. I was like obsessed with the truth, you know, like objective truth. All the reasons why you would not be far left today. So that's how quickly it all flipped, like in 2011 up to about 2014. It's crazy. You got whiplash. Mo Biggs, young hippie Bancroft vowed that he would never mow the lawn until they changed the sexist term to manual labor. Now, all that I was out before all that shit started. I was out. I was like full on anti-feminist on his way to the right by that time. Yeah, 80s Made Consumer says, yeah, you sound middle right. Now, back then, that was what I thought. And maybe I was just a complete useful idiot being led around by the nose. I thought that was meant you were on the left. But, oh well. I voted for the Greens a couple of times. I was super convinced that, you know, it was climate change was going to end everything. Peak oil, all that sort of stuff. And now the Greens are just like literally. Mel sent me, I hope she sent me that in a DM. That would be funny to show. Because she sends me a bunch of funny stuff. Check this out. This is the Greens party now. You have to see this. This is in Australia, or Melbourne, where I live. These are the people that they want us to vote for in the Greens. Look at this. She looks like a I don't know. Yeah. And these are the ones who are strutting around saying they're the moral ones with all the compassion and like just as Chokat would say, look at the state of them. Into the pit. Cartoon villains, effing weirdos. I mean, yeah, here we go. The toxic frog, like they're a joke, but they win. They have a complete stranglehold over the city of Melbourne. It's nuts. But Melbourne is like Portland. Mo Biggs, Danielle Mutton dress. Danielle Mutton. Oh my god. So there you go. I do not vote for them anymore. In fact, I vote for almost the exact opposite of whatever they stand for. We actually have a really good way of voting in Australia. It's not like it's better than first past the post. We have a preferential system. So we still end up, people don't realize this, that any voting system will always end up with a two-party majority. Always. That's just mathematically going to happen. There's no way around that. But what you can do is you can set up preferences. So, minor parties can at least have a say. That's what we do here. So you can vote for parties that probably have no business running any kind of government. But if they can win a seat in parliament, then they can make the difference. So that's what we do here. Christopher Burkle, Dan Andrews is Greens, right? No, Dan Andrews is Labour, which is it's the same in the UK. It's the centre-left party, but they're authoritarian as can be now. It's just insane. And they have adopted pretty much not all of, but a lot of the same like really far left SJW stuff. It's all equity, diversity, blah, 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 blah. But they wear nicer suits and they don't dye their hair as much. And they probably you put their pronouns in their bios, but that's probably the extent of it. But they are of a coalition with the Greens, a sort of an alliance. Bancroft, I noticed not one has human hair color. I think that the dye has mercury in it or something. I mean, it must be. It's gotten crazy. John asked Bancroft, how long ago was your definite changeover? I'd say 24. It'll happen around 2013. Like I was always getting red pilled in 2011. But I don't think we had an election until around 2013, 2014. I think I was probably still voting center left, and then they just went off a cliff. I mean, they just went crazy. Like a lot of people say, they're just standing still, and then the whole, the sort of the center left parties just went crazy. STA asked if I transitioned. No, I didn't transition, but I did swap who I was voting for. The Overton window, points out KSS. Yes. Andrews is Labour, says Arthurline. Yes. Henry Beamer says there's no such thing as centre left anymore. Centre left is right wing. Well, I mean, left is right wing these days. it's crazy. It's like, unless you are an authoritarian, socialist, almost communist, you are a Nazi to them. So, yeah, no thanks. Geronimo says, I was 2016, 17. I fed on the anti-Trump madness until I didn't. Look, they keep waking people up. I mean, what are we to do? I just say, let them keep doing it. Never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. I think most people would just prefer if things sort of got back to a bit of normalcy, but I don't think that's going to happen anywhere anytime soon. Time to draw another guy. I think I might draw a guy in a jacket. Here it is. Like a sports jacket with a t-shirt. How about that? Because I've drawn 2 shirts. Time for a jacket. Something a bit different here. Geronimo points out, yeah, countries used to have borders, and that was reasonable. I know. Yeah, if you believe in borders, you're alt-right Nazi. That's pretty much where we're at the moment. So, yeah. Well, I think it was 2013 as well that, all of a sudden, all the people on the left who had been against gay marriage, all of a sudden were like, if you're against gay marriage, you're the worst person ever, even though last week they were against gay marriage. That's what happened. It all happened very fast. But that's how this stuff happens. It happens slowly at first, then very quickly. See you, Hockey. It's good to see Hockey in here. All right. How much time I got left? Can I draw this guy in 15 minutes? The answer is no. But we'll give it a go. We'll give it a little crack. I might just actually do his pants in what's it called? In silhouette as well. I mean, these guys are supposed to be background characters, so they don't need to be terribly detailed. Again, drawing on the same layer, making it hard for myself. Like an idiot. Kesa says slowly at first and very quickly. That's not how nature works. That's why they'll eventually fail. It's how you get fat. I've noticed that. You're not fat for a long time, and then all of a sudden you're fat. And you're like, hang on, what the hell happened here? But your brain doesn't really catch up on that. So you'll think you're doing fine, and then all of a sudden your wife's jokes start becoming a little more pointed, a little more vicious, and a lot more accurate. And you're like, but I haven't been doing anything differently. You're getting older. That's the unfortunate side of things. Trevor Wright, watch the tangent of the shirt and the shorts on the girl in the foreground. Shorts and shirt. Hang on. Watch the tangent of that shirt. Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird. I never really noticed tangents until it's the sort of editing phase, And, then I kind of go through them afterwards. But they're so obvious to see when you're looking for them, but when I'm drawing, I don't really pay that much attention. Mel says, lol, look at the results though. Yeah, fat shaming works. It really does. And then the mirror, add and then the scales. I weigh myself every day now, just to remind myself not to let up. You know, don't slack off. Sometimes it doesn't happen always anymore, but sometimes I'll get hungry sort of before midday. And I'm doing this thing. I've been doing it, I don't know how many months now, quite a while. Doing this thing where I don't eat before midday. And I lost 13 kilos, which I think is about 20 pounds doing that. And at the beginning, I was also cutting back on like food I shouldn't be eating. But now I'm like, hey, I'm fasting, you know, I can have a gay time. It's not, what's the big deal? But yeah, if I want to get down to my goal weight, which is 85 kilos, then I might have to actually get back onto the, you know, low carb stuff, which is just, that's sort of more like dieting. I would never keep that up, you know. But I've been holding pretty consistent on my weight at the moment. So maybe that is what I need to do. I don't know. 28 pounds. Yeah. Oz says, not only does Bancroft seethe with jealousy at Mo's comments, he also eats his feelings. Moromi says, never eat after 7 p.m. Reduce salt, remove added sugars. Yeah, well, I haven't cut the sugars to 0, but I mean, I've cut them down a lot. I used to eat way too much stuff like that I don't eat anymore. So that's down. Salt I could probably do better on. Eating after 7, I mean, I figure if I have dinner, then I don't eat again until, I don't know, 12 o'clock the next day. Should be fine. I don't know where this guy's arm is, but I'm not going to ask questions. He's in the background. 85 kilos. What's that in pounds? No idea. Probably 180, something like that. Why not roll weight again and hit your goal weight? Time. I don't have time. I'm like every spare moment I have, I'm drawing or doing something else that needs to get done. It's just, I'm like Elon Musk, but a gazillion times less rich, you know? He's like, I work 120 hours a week. I'm like, yeah, me too. Why aren't I worth $270 billion? I guess that's my fault. Bring it on myself. Not 28 kilos, Arthur Line. What's no? I don't know what that's about. Mobigs, Bancroft always switches to metric when he wants to obscure something. No, I want to get to 85 kilos, which is apparently 187 pounds. I'm 5'10", probably down to 5'9.5" now. I don't know. I haven't measured myself in a while. So I'm technically currently overweight. And I think 85 gets me down to what doctors would consider a normal weight range. And I've been 85 before, and I was perfectly happy with that. Any lower than that, and I did get lower than that, I got down to 75 once. And I was working out a lot. I was running about 10Ks a day. Can you imagine me running 10Ks a day? I don't know what that is in miles, but it's, it's a fair way. Probably about a bit less than a half marathon. I went and saw an old friend who hadn't seen me in years, and he was like, "Dude, what the hell's happening? Have you got AIDS?" He thought I had AIDS because I was so gaunt. I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess this isn't a good look for me." But I think when I met Mel, I was probably, I'm going to say high 70s. I don't know what that is. Full-blown AIDS, yeah. My body's riddled with it. Exactly. Oh, no. I should have done that. I pressed the wrong thing. Oh, look, now I get to... this guy's definitely wearing no socks with loafers. His skinny ankles. Mo says that's not why he thought you had AIDS, Bancroft. He was always on me about being gay. It was his favorite thing to say. Like, he lived in Sydney, so I didn't see him much, but I'd go up there and we'd go out and have lunch or something, and be sitting there, and like there's a lot of really flaming gay people in Sydney. They'd be walking around in short shorts and crop tops and everything. So he'd see someone and he'd go like, "Hey, is he your type?" Just constantly. He wouldn't let up for years. I don't know what started it. John says, Bancroft, you'll actually be happier at the proper weight. We lied to ourselves about our temporary sugar highs. No, I know. I was very happy when I was 85. That's what I'm trying to get back to. It's this baby weight, I've been carrying for 5 or so years now. I got to get rid of it. Ever since Mel was pregnant with Clark, I put on a lot of sympathy weight. Yeah. Casey says, whenever you lose weight and are fit, your friends will say stuff like, "Do you have AIDS?" and you're too skinny, trying to bring you to the fat side. This guy was super fit, like built, ripped. Yeah, it wasn't jealousy. He would never have been jealous of me. He's just that kind of guy. Actually, I'll tell stories next time we do a stream like this. Remind me to tell some Sesamora stories. This guy was like world champion rollerblading guy, made a living off it for years and years and years. And he was a unique character. He had so many crazy stories, a lot of them involving shit. He was like the what are those guys? Jackass. He was like that. I was glad I didn't live in Sydney closer to him, because he was like those Jackass guys. You couldn't be around him too long. He would do something to you or mess with you in some way. You could never become comfortable around him. I'll do, if I do another drawing stream by myself, I'll tell some of those stories. Sumo says, made a living off rollerblading. Man, these guys made bank. they were loaded. They made a real good money off rollerblading. Real good. Like you wouldn't believe, actually, clearly. All right, I think I'm about to finish this guy off. Look at that. No, I don't think it needs that. A little bit down a bit more. Like that. There we go. Don't need any more than that. And there she blows. I think that's enough for now. So we did Owasi V, we did Latex Chick, we did Sluzzer in the mini skirt, and this kind of hipster dude rocking his blazer, and just added this part of the arm. I think that's not a bad showing. Not a bad showing. Finishing him off how? Asked Christopher. Finish him. Just finish him. Bancroft is going to finish this. What? You guys listen to me too much. Mo says Bancroft's lowest point was being called Flabber McGee. Yeah. I was chubby when I was like 11, 12, 13 until I had a growth spurt. So yeah, that it doesn't sit well with me. Easier to believe that Bancroft was having gay sex than exercising. I was really into exercising. I really was for a good 5 years. And then I always kept up the rollerblading for 14 years, I think. So that's a good form of exercise. But yeah, no, I was fit, I was healthy. Are they ready for the Sessa stories? Oh man. I think they are. I think they'll be good. I just need to be reminded to tell them because they are something else. Club goers are having a gay time then? Yeah, why not? All right, just catching up on the chat here. I'll finish this guy off. Oh, there she blows. Okay. Did I not finish my fort? I finished the fight. That's how you spell fight. Exactly, just like EVS exercising. No. I was yeah. Would Mel have picked this fine specimen if not for my peak, if I wasn't at my peak physical condition? Of course not. That's how you land the lady. Henry Beamer says, I'm still confused how someone makes money rollerblading. I mean, like any sport, any professional athlete makes money. Sponsorships, prize money, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Now, these guys were loaded. Some of them were kids. Like I knew 16-year-old kids who were making 6 figures skating. That was a dream. Rollerblading was big. Rollerblading was massive in the mid-90s. It was huge. It's huge. It's no Eiffel Tower, but it'll do. Yeah, the Eiffel. I'll be during the. I'm gonna go have dinner now, and then when the kids go to bed, I will get back onto the Eiffel Tower. Mo says back then, Bancroft's forehead had a 6-pack. I did have a 6-pack, but I was never ripped. I could never be ripped. I don't have the genes for that. I have a layer of. It's a soft layer that will never disappear. You know, some guys are like that. You can see it on their skin, like they'll never get fat. Their skin looks sort of taut. You know, they smile and they get these lines and stuff. That was never me. If I ever really worked out and got big, I would my body type would be a rugby player. You know, just this mass with no I look like a keg. like a silverback gorilla. There'll be no definition. A layer, says Mel. Mel is very familiar with the layer. Eiffel Tower stream later. Nah, I'm gonna be drawing on the couch while we watch something. God, we watched that god awful Moon Knight. Oh, it started badly. It got worse. Actually, didn't start that bad. It started watchable. It got worse, and then it ended in a crescendo of poop. So don't even bother. Gorilla Croft, exactly. All right, guys. I mean, I'm sure you're all subbed. I'm sure you're all like the stream. I'm sure you've all entered the not that bad .win giveaway, and that you are signed up to the Painted Death mailing list. But in case you're not, in the rare chance you're not, please do check out the links in the chat, in the description, and get that sorted. Help us all out. Thank you to everyone. 2 streams today. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. It's definitely still forever now and always sexiest chat in all of CG. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We are launching. We're doing the party. It's going to be the launch of the Cinco de Dwarfo. It's going to be fun. I'll put on the sombrero and we'll have some fun. All right. Until then, I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
This country, you got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman. That's why you got to make your own moves.